Men have a hard time dealing with women cheating. One that we did just disclose that it's usually more emotional driven, right? Also, on top of that, it was stated, and I quote, men make on average about 6 times more than a woman.
Yes.
Okay. So now, if I'm a man and I'm paying for you, right? To like, well, not paying for you to own you, but I'm paying. You get what I'm saying?
What are you paying?
What are you paying?
Where are we
Everything.
going with
You're
this?
paying for her?
I'm legitimately
I wouldn't let
I'm legitimately paying the workload for our life. The financials, if on average, quote unquote, men are making 6 times more than a woman, I'm assuming he's taking on 6 times more of the financial responsibilities.
So you own me?
It's not that I own you, but when you cheat on me, it hurts more because I was already giving out more. So if
money.
no time, I already said, listen, we're not going to do this no more. Money and time are not the same.
Right.
That's true.
I never
So
brought up time.
So if on average, because we're talking about average, that means average men are actually working jobs. They're making whatever amount of money, and they're making 6 times more. If I'm a dude and I'm legitimately funding our life and lifestyle, whether it looks like yachts or whether it looks like Honda Civics, it does not matter. I'm the one that's taking on the workload. When you cheat on me, it hurts more. Now, this is me being new school, Rico. If we go 50-50 and you cheat on me, I'm not going to care as much as if I was actually paying for everything.
Yes, and this is the prime example on how men and women respond differently to infidelity. A man, as he stated, just say, "Stay over there. I don't want you no more. I don't even care as to what has happened. I'm not even going to allow myself to try to work through it. Now just stay over there because there's nothing wrong that I could have done." While a woman would say, "So what happened? What caused it?" And my man here gave us the answer. He spoke for 3 minutes about providing income. But what caused the cheating in most cases is a lack of presence. Men are so focused being the provider that they're just not around,
What the
They're not
fuck options do
present.
you have?
right? So the lack of presence leads to the lack of desire, the lack of feeling wanted, supported, and etc. And let's also add, when a man is the sole provider, they feel entitled to certain treatment. I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to help. I shouldn't have to do A, B, C, and D. So the woman is experiencing all of that, all of those responsibilities, and feel like they're on an island by themselves.
Okay,
with no
Max,
lifeline.
stop. We're not going to keep on running with this narrative. What I will say, and I do agree, right, to a certain extent, in the sense of any man that, how about this? I'll make it even better for you because I know a lot about you now.
Okay.
People,
I'm like, I'm scared for you. Like, what is he about to say?
people, right? It doesn't take a man or a woman. I know whose side you're on here. People
On the
who
side of the relationship.
no,
Thank
no,
you.
no, you're not.
He's not picking sides.
Listen, people who actually take on all the financial obligations, and because we keep on trying to put it in a sense of just a monetary thing and completely discrediting the hours of sacrifice and the willingness to do such, right, which is really more important than the actual monetary thing, right? But people, i.e., Gabrielle Union, feels entitled to do what they want because they're already taking on the burden or more weight of survival.
That's not actually what she said.
Yes, what she said was she felt she could cheat because she paid all the bills.
And what's the rest
That's
of the
what,
story?
no, wait, hold on. That's what was said,
Well,
okay?
no, what is the
No,
rest of
that's
it?
cool. Let me finish. Stop interrupting me. Decipher,
I just don't want-
decipher,
I just
decipher
don't
here.
want people to,
Decipher,
like,
decipher,
check you in the comments.
decipher. I don't need your help. So what I will say
Check
is
him in the comments,
people,
y'all.
people who
You
are
are
already
rude today.
taking people who are already taking the financial burden because of the sacrifice and the willingness that they're already putting forth. Of course, they're gonna take things a little bit more personal. Of course, they're gonna be more hurt. Of course, they're gonna have a sense of entitlement. Same thing as a worker. Now I'm not gonna sit here and try to and tell you human nature doesn't exist. Do you have a boss?
I'm my own boss.
Beautiful. Now, a lot of people who are their own boss and or have a own boss, that person usually is going to dictate what a lot of things happens around them. Am I right or wrong?
So here's the
It's a
mistake.
yes or no, Max.
It's never yes or no, Rico.
Oh,
You
I
know
just
that.
need a yes or no.
It's-
Oh, give me an
so-
on average
So
then.
the answer is no.
On average is no.
The answer is no.
Okay,
And
cool.
here's why, right?
Wait, no.
Mhm.
You hold on to that and let me
Sir,
finish.
go ahead. It's your platform. I'm
Yeah,
here.
no, it's our platform.
Yes.
It's our platform.
Stand corrected.
So what I'm saying is most times, and maybe I might live a different life than you, and maybe I saw different things, but men, women, I don't care who you are, when you are of a higher dominant position, you tend to feel entitled. And it's not necessarily just on a relationship aspect, but it's across all aspects, which I can understand why it then falls into the play of a relationship.
I have one question for you, real quick, if I may. If you had to choose being the sole provider or stay-at-home dad,
Mhm.
which one would you choose?
Well, everybody knows me, and I say I will always choose stay-at-home dad.
Have you been a stay-at-home dad
Yes, I have.
full time?
Yes, I have.
For how long?
30 days.
How was that?
It was not the best, but I tell you
You
what.
see the point that I'm trying to make here.
But I tell you what, it's worse. It's worse. But see, everybody's different. Like, there's a lot of men who have what we call toxic masculinity. They feel the need to have certain finances so they can run and control and regulate the relationship. I don't need that.
So the point that I was trying to make is that the at-home parent is actually experiencing more burden than the one that's being the sole provider. Because you're home with kids all day. And then when your partner comes home, they say, yo, I worked all day. I'm tired. I can't help you. Well, he or she has also been working all day at home and get no relief. I think that the concept that we are missing here is that when you're in a relationship or in a partnership, it's all about finding ways to share the load, right? And how to be present for that. It doesn't matter what your title outside of the home is, but when you're home, we're partners, right? And we have to define exactly what are your responsibilities inside a home and what are your responsibilities outside of the home. So the point that we have made thus far is that when one person is the provider financially, they don't feel the need to contribute to the household the way that their partner needs them to contribute, right? So I think this year, let's rid ourselves of this concept of relationships and let's enter partnerships. Because partnerships are negotiated, while relationships tend to carry roles that are no longer applicable to today's societal norms, right? So if I am the superstar and I am the sole provider, right? And now I'm in this relationship, we can sit down and negotiate what is my role going to look like inside and outside of the home. It's the same concept, right? It's being able to sit and have a conversation on how we're going to manage this relationship and make sure there's an agreement. The resentment starts when you feel like I shouldn't have to do this because of this. And it was never agreed upon with your partner.
So what's your opinion on the women who make the same as men and say they should not have to go 50-50?
That's for them and their partner to decide on. You can't tell as a couples therapist, I don't tell people what to do
What's your
in
opinion?
their relationship.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is whatever works for you, works for you.
Bullshit.
And in different
He's a
seasons,
professional. He
that
can't-
might look
Because
different.
that's not realistic. Because what we want to do, right, is we want to make solutions. That's what I want. And I'm telling you like this. If any man and woman both work 40 hours a week and they making relatively the same, you're creating a recipe for disaster if you're actually expecting one person to carry more of a financial burden, right? Because realistically, you're both getting home at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, let's just say, or hypothetically. You're only going to be home together for 5 or 6 hours before you go to sleep. So now there's not too much of a difference between your two schedules in that 5-6 hours a day from Monday through Friday. Now, one person is carrying on more burden than the other. Yeah, you can say, hey, guess what? For me, I just need, reassurance and words of affirmations. But that's going to run out, and that's not realistic, and it's not sustainable for the longevity of a relationship. So when I'm saying you're talking about people negotiating roles to balance the workload,
to balance all aspect of the
all
relationship,
aspect of
including
it,
the finances.
including the finances.
Yes, sir.
So now what I'm saying is a good, in my opinion, solution with that statement would be, hey, listen, if you are both making the same amount of money, ladies and gentlemen, you both need to be a partners across the board.
I don't disagree with you.
That's what he said.
No, that's not what
Yes,
he
it
said.
is.
What,
He did say
I'm
partnership.
what
No,
I'm
no.
saying is the
That's
point
not,
that I'm trying
it's
to
not
make.
what he said.
Yes,
So,
it is.
What I'm saying is, it's for you and your partner to decide how we're going to share the load across the relationship, right?
Not just financial.
Correct. It includes everything. Some men, their identity is, I gotta pay the rent. That's my responsibility.
Why is that?
Because that's what they believe in. It might be the way that they are conditioned. It might be that's how they feel like they are the man.
Or maybe that's a social construct. Like
It could be.
no, it is. I don't do coulds. It is.
Okay.
It is a social
But if
construct.
that's what he wants to do, it goes back to what he's saying.
But
It's
no,
just a
but-
conversation.
But it's not just a conversation. We're talking about reality here.
you
Reality.
don't have conversations in reality.
No, but I feel like in reality, not all men pay.
I
of
think
the
what
rent.
I think the challenge that's happening is there is a I don't want to say it's a trend where or maybe it's a narrative where women are saying that my money is my money, your money is our money. And I think that's what's happening, and I think that's what Rico is talking about in terms of the social construct where if we both make the same amount of money, why is it that this is not a partnership and women are expecting that kind of notion? Again, like I said, my money is my money, your money is our money. No, why isn't both money our monies, and let's build from there? And
Can
think
I
that's what he's
actually? Can I
saying.
answer it? I feel that again, he's already given this answer twice. What he's saying is that in those particular relationships where things appear to be equal as far as how many hours you work outside the house, how much money you bring home, you have to have a discussion with your partner such that you identify who's good at X, who's good at Y, who's good at this, and who's good at that. So you figure out who's gonna do what. And granted, you might have a husband or a man or whatever that says, you know what? I believe that at a minimum, I should provide a roof over my family's head. Cool. You have a discussion about that. That doesn't mean that there aren't a gazillion other bills that need to be paid. You still got insurance. You still got investments. You still got utilities. You still got a car note, health insurance, life insurance, all these other things that most likely that amount surpasses just the rent. So you have a constructive discussion to figure out how this burden is going to be shared. And that's what he said like 3 times already. So I guess and I understand what Marie is saying about social construct. Cool. But social constructs, you can't let that drive your house.
Thank you. This is what needs to be said. All that other.
We're saying the same thing.
No, we're
Yes,
not.
you
I feel like it too.
Oh my.
Go ahead.
This is the thing. Like
Say it in the language so that like the people.
Understand?
I'm sorry.
Right.
Like for those of y'all who agree that they're saying the same thing, great. But for those of y'all who don't, let me break it down. So he's saying a conversation needs to be had. However, Rico is more concerned with what outside people think or what society thinks and imposes that onto people in the household. First of all, who gives a damn? Like these people not in your house. Why do you care? Why are you even concerning yourself with what other people are thinking regarding what goes on in your house?